The crypto markets are having some interesting experiences right now. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on with Bitcoin and Ethereum and everything else. And I'm going to talk to you about what's happening with Ethereum. There's an interesting article that I just read, and I wanted to share this with you and kind of give you the Dr. Boyce breakdown on this, and also give you some asset plays that I plan to make this week in terms of things that you may want to be looking at, things you want to think about as it pertains to your investing for the week coming up. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I am your friendly neighborhood finance professor. As you know, we are in this business of wealth and building wealth, not just because we like money. Of course, we like money. Everybody likes money. But we also like Black power, and we also believe in the B1 philosophy. B1 means that we are Black first. Black first means that we put ourselves at the top of the priority list. Our people matter more than other people matter in our world because we have to solve our own problems, because nobody's solving our problems, and we plan to do that. Also, B1 means that in 50 years, Project 2070, B1 children will lead the world when it comes to economic education, wealth building, and all the things that matter. So if you agree with that B1 philosophy, put a hashtag B in the number one in the chat, B1 in the chat. So give me a yes or no if you own any crypto. How many of you own some Ethereum or or some Bitcoin or some Cardano or or some other crypto? Name your favorite crypto, and do not say Dogecoin. If you say Dogecoin, you know I'm a clown. You don't come in here talking that Doge. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to tell you that you can't enjoy your Dogecoin. Go gamble. It's cool. Like, nothing wrong with a little gambling. Just no, like I could I could be teaching you about Dogecoin and literally be a monkey. Like, I don't think that there's any science behind it, other than maybe some understanding of momentum trading and human psychology and how stupid people can be. So, maybe that's it. Maybe you can find a bigger sucker. But Dogecoin, unfortunately, is a little bit of a Ponzi scheme. So I encourage you to be careful. El Hodge says he likes Cardano and Civic. Thank you for your donation, Ronnie. I appreciate that very much. Dogecoin to the moon, says Michael Miller. Well, I hope you make $1 trillion on your Dogecoin, bro. I really hope that Dogecoin goes up to $300 a coin. And when I see it go up to $300 a coin, I'm thinking about Michael Miller, and I'm thinking about him sitting on the beach saying, "Ha ha, boy, you big dummy! I told you so. You're stupid, man." Shiba Inu, okay, Iliad like Shiba Inu, okay, that's a fun. It's a trash coin, but it's a fun coin. It's fun if you like to gamble. Half Baked says XRP. Okay, so XRP's in jail, kind of like Tupac was right when he signed with Death Row Records. So XRP is still in jail, but it's unjust. So we gonna hold free XRP rally next week. It's because I want my XRP out of jail too. All right, so my favorites are actually the big dogs. I like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano. Those just are my favorite three. There's others out there. And in fact, actually, if you want to see the crypto that I own, you can actually go to drboycecrypto.com. That's drboycecrypto.com, and I literally have a screenshot there that you can pick up of all the crypto that I own. I own probably about 20 or 30 different cryptos, because I think that in a dangerous space like crypto, you really got to be diversified. If you're not diversified, you're kind of in trouble. You're putting it all on the line. Now, how many of you all saw? Give me a yes or no if you heard what happened with Ethereum. As you hit the thumbs up button, give me a yes or no if you heard what happened with Ethereum. Ethereum had like a weird scare. Like this week, there was a weird scare where something ridiculous happened, and nobody could explain it. Nobody predicted it. Everybody would have told you, a month ago, everyone would have told you that this is impossible. There's no way could ever happen. But it did happen, and that's why you should never say never, and you shouldn't listen to people when they say never. It's just not true. You don't know. You don't know the future. Yeah. So this week, Ethereum had a crazy, crazy situation. So let me tell you what happened, Debt Free Dad. And thank you, More Crypto, for your donation. He says, the only coin I have is Hex. It made me a millionaire. All right. So shout out to More Crypto. All right. If you're a millionaire, man, I'm really happy for you, brother. Congratulations. We can use some financial support in the Black Business School. So, hey, if you want to roll over through the Black Business School and have our backs, we can use more millionaires in our ranks to help us go and get things done. We're building an army right now of intelligent Black people. So anyway, so here's the deal. So here's what happened with Ethereum. Ethereum had a crazy September. The price was kind of all over the place, and it dropped by 13% this month, which was the second worst month for Ethereum in the past year. I'm looking here at CNBC. They said the Ethereum blockchain has suffered a series of setbacks of late, including an unexpected split because of a bug. So apparently there's this in crypto, and again, I'm speaking as a guy who owns a lot of crypto. who knows a lot of crypto, but more importantly, I know a lot of crypto experts that I talk to. We have the Black Crypto Club and the Black Business School, things like that. So I tend to defer to the experts. But basically, what you've seen is this scenario where you're supposed to have one blockchain or one ledger, right? Where where all the transactions go through one ledger. Well, apparently there was a loophole in Ethereum that allowed there to be more than one ledger, which kind of undermined all the things that they brag about when they tell you why crypto is so wonderful and perfect and efficient. Effectively, there was this little weird bug, and it created two ledgers for a very short period of time. It wasn't a big deal in the sense of destroying a lot of wealth or anything like that. But when you got billions of dollars worth of smart contracts happening on the Ethereum network, you're talking about a potential financial calamity, right? Like sometimes God doesn't give you the whole disaster. God gives you a little peek at the disaster just so you can know that you maybe shouldn't be so arrogant when you are creating something new. When you haven't been there yet, you don't know what it's like to be there. So stop saying that this can never happen. Stop saying that you got it all figured out. Stop saying that this technology is perfect, because there ain't no such thing as a perfect technology. And the minute you start thinking that something is perfect, that's the minute bad things start to happen. You should consistently, I think as a general strategy, always be aware of this fact in investing. In investing, you have the knowns, the unknowns, and then you have the unknown unknowns, right? So you got the problems you've solved, the problems you haven't solved, and then the problems that you don't even know about that you can't even solve them because you don't even know the problems exist. Every time you solve one problem, there's a new problem, and that's the thing you have to understand. So basically, with Ethereum, this crazy thing happened, and it kind of freaked some people out, caused the price of Ethereum to kind of go crazy. I still own Ethereum, I still love it, I still think it's great. But it was kind of an interesting thing to observe, and if you want to know why I love Ethereum for three major reasons right now. Number one, NFTs are just awesome. At the All Black National Convention, we are literally going to have a whole session on NFTs. So I hope you will come to the convention because we have experts. We have one sister, Carla Ballard, who's coming, who literally worked with a crypto billionaire who ran for president. I don't have the guy's name in front of me, but literally, they're all over the NFTs. Jay Ortiz, who's actually a rapper, he actually owns the first NFT gallery in Philadelphia, and so he's going to be there. And we have a lot of these crypto NFT types that are going to talk about NFTs because it's a very important thing. That's a big wave of the future. Jay-Z and all the big celebrities are getting into NFTs now. It's kind of a big deal. The other reason I love Ethereum is because you have smart contracts. Smart contracts are pretty cool. Kind of like when smartphones came along and smart TVs, and the word smart just sounds really smart. It just sounds like a great word, to use to like make people basically say like, hey, this product is better than anything that's ever been created, right? So now you got smart contracts, which are basically these contracts that are executed on computer code so that you don't actually need human beings to do it, right? So you put some stuff in the ledger, in the blockchain, you program it in there, and with Ether, I think that's the language, or Ether's the currency, or is that the language? I can't remember. I gotta look that up. Y'all gotta remind me. But anyway, so you program in that language, and basically the contract executes itself, right? So I think that's pretty cool. And then you also have the dun 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 DeFi. DeFi is a very big deal. DeFi, no, it's not like some Greek letter organization like DeFi D. That's what we are. DeFi D. No, DeFi is decentralized finance. DeFi is the big power play that is occurring within all of the blockchain. It is the one thing that I think is the giant killer of crypto, but it's also the greatest threat because you are really threatening the establishment when you talk about DeFi. When you talk about things that are decentralized, out of government control, all these other things, these perfect new technologies. You sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget this little basic thing about life. The people that have control in this world are the people that have the guns. The people that have the guns can always change the rules whenever they want. So you might say, ha, we figured it out. We figured out how to go around your whole system and go around the rules. Well, in China, you're not going to do that. In China, I don't know if y'all saw, but China just basically told all their institutions, if we catch you dealing with Bitcoin on any level, we gonna be up in that ass. Like China was like, no, you're not gonna undermine our money. We're like, they're the pimps. They're the big pimps of the economy. They're like, the pimps are the dope dealers of the gangsters. They're gonna show me like, where's our cut? We don't care if you're making money, but we better get our cut. So I personally think that the government gangsters who have all the guns, who kind of do what they want, I think at some point they're going to step into this DeFi space and they're going to say, no, you're not going, no, you're not going to run away with our money. Where's our cut? Right. And so if you don't think that's going to happen, then I think you're naive because you somehow think that the world is built on right and wrong. And, that if you have the truth on your side and justice on your side, yeah, I used to believe in fairy tales like that when I was a kid, but I found that not to be true, especially in the world of competitive global economics. So anyway, do me a favor, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button. The URL for the All Black National Convention is right there. You can actually join us in Orlando. We're gathering to solve problems. We're gathering many expert problem solvers in the Black community. We're bringing groups. You can bring your church group. You can bring your investment club. You can bring your family. We have a whole children's curriculum where your children will be transformed by the time they're done. We have literally gone out of our way to create the Black Brain Trust. This has not, in my view, been done ever, where you had something that was this independent, this powerful, and this Black, and this effective in terms of really making multi-million-dollar moves. And so I can't wait to see you at the convention. So More Crypto says, Black fam, we have to carve a niche in tech or it's life or death. I agree. I agree with More Crypto, and I especially appreciate the fact that he made a donation. So thank you very much. But also, he's 100% correct. I think that with you, here's the thing about our community. We have a lot of really smart people in our community. We have a ton of intelligent Black people who are ready for war, who are ready for battle, not necessarily picking up a gun. Some will. We actually, Maj Toure is coming to the convention, and Maj Toure will be showing people how to use weapons safely, right? So that might be part of the curriculum, but we're not trying to go there with that. We're not trying to go there. What we're trying to go to is this space where we're just on the front lines and we're ready to go. Our kids understand the technology. You're not being left behind. You're not sitting around saying, oh, well, the reason the Black people get left behind is because white people understand things that we don't, when really you're sending your kids to these schools and they're not learning anything, right? So why are you sending your kids to school to learn nothing and then complaining that your child knows nothing? If they learn nothing, they'll know nothing, which means that you never taught them anything. So we must teach our own kids. That's the point I'm making here. So anyway, let me get off the pedestal. Let me get off the soapbox and go ahead and finish reading some of this. So basically on CNBC, they said, this is a reminder that blockchains in general and Ethereum specifically are new and disruptive technologies, said Matt Hougan, Chief Investment Officer at Bitwise Asset Management. So they said September was a rough month for crypto investors, and particularly those betting big on Ether, the token tied to the Ethereum blockchain. Ether dropped 13% this month, its second biggest monthly decline this past year, only behind only a 16% slide in June. Bitcoin fell 7% in September. It's difficult to link short-term price movements to any specific event, and with the historically rally in crypto over the past 12 months, pullbacks are to be expected. Ethereum, the second most valuable cryptocurrency behind Bitcoin, is still up about 830% this year. So if you've owned Ethereum for a while, you're probably pretty happy that you own it because you probably made a ton of money from it. But the September roller coaster reflects a particularly rocky stretch for the Ethereum ecosystem, which has given investors and developers reason for concern. The speed of the network and high transaction fees continue to be a problem. So right now, Ethereum just doesn't process transactions fast enough. That's kind of an issue that happens with Bitcoin as well. And there are a lot of other cryptos out there that are considered to be Ethereum killers. And that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. The London upgrade in August was supposed to make transaction fees less volatile, but it's had limited effect. Meanwhile, rival blockchains dubbed Ethereum killers are taking advantage of Ethereum's challenges. Ethereum also, but then again, Ethereum, when Ethereum rises up, whenever you rise up, you're going to have haters. That's what it is, right? So Ethereum is rising up like 50 cents, and many men wish death upon me, right? When he blew up, first thing that happened to him when he blew up was he got shot 9 times, right? So Ethereum is becoming like blockchain, which is become like the new 50 cent, where they rose up. Now they got haters and they're getting shot 9 times because there's a ton of crypto competing for this space. There's a ton of crypto competing to see who the big boss is going to be once this space kind of settles down and becomes more organized. I encourage you to understand that things can change drastically in ways that you can never imagine. When the internet first came along, everybody knew the internet was going to be big. Everybody knew when the internet first came out that the internet was the future. Everyone knew that. That was not a secret. That was not a secret in the year 2000 that the internet was the thing to do. What surprised everyone is that everyone thought, if you'd ask somebody in the year 2000, well, who's going to dominate the internet in the year 2021? They would have said MySpace. Oh, MySpace is going to be the biggest company out here, right? You've got mail, right? That didn't happen. What's going to be the biggest browser? Well, Netscape dominates all the other browsers, so Netscape will probably be the dominant browser in the year 2021. Well, that didn't happen. Google took care of that. So what else do you think? What do you think is who the big power player is going to be in the internet? So they would have named a bunch of companies that are now dead. They would have named deceased companies, again, the AOLs and the MySpaces and the Netscapes. And the reality is that it was the Facebooks and the Googles and other companies that ended up taking over, everything from Snapchat to Twitter and all that. So I predict that the crypto market is going to be the same way. 20 years from now, the year 2040, don't be surprised if Bitcoin is a dinosaur and Bitcoin is dead, and some other coin that you never heard of that doesn't even exist right now becomes the dominant technology in this space. Okay, so just keep that in mind as you're investing, to make sure that you're aware that your money could disappear at any moment. Bad things can happen in this space. It's a very risky space to be in. Now, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe button, and actually the banner you see on the screen is the Black Wealth Bootcamp. I don't know if you guys have ever signed up for the Black Wealth Bootcamp, but if you want to actually get started, I'm going to do a boot camp probably around Christmas, but you can actually get started now. Once you join, you have a lifetime membership. And that means that, when we start a new boot camp, you can still join the live sessions when we do the live boot camp. But if you want to get even started now, feel free to go to blackwealthbootcamp.com. It's basically designed to teach you how to get off the corporate plantation. And that's pretty much what the whole purpose of the Black Wealth Bootcamp is. Everyone loves it. It's very popular. It's extremely good. So feel free to go to blackwealthbootcamp.com. It's right there on the screen. All right, guys, let me see here. So they said also, Ethereum also unexpectedly split into two separate chains in late August after someone exploited a bug in the software that most people use to connect to the blockchain. That exposed the network to an attack, and not for the first time. Quote, all of these factors could have had some impact on the speculation side, no doubt, said Matty Greenspan, founder of and CEO of Quantum Economics, in an interview. But don't forget that Ethereum has appreciated quite handsomely, so far this year, and the entire market seems to be in consolidation at this time. So he said, I wouldn't read too much into this. Still, Ethereum, which serves as the primary building block for all sorts of crypto projects like NFTs, smart contracts, and DeFi, has some major hurdles to overcome and to fend off emerging competition. A central premise of Ethereum's security systems from the existence of only one set. Is the existence of only one set of virtual books, meaning that you can't create coins out of thin air. That ledger has to work because the decentralized nature of the blockchain means there's no rule keeper or bank that sits in the middle of transactions to act as the accountant. So this is interesting because this is kind of like this odd scenario where technology becomes the king and the guardian of all truth, right? That these computer programs you write, that becomes your judge, jury, and executioner. That becomes the keeper of wealth and the keeper of power. And this really, to me, almost feeds into the whole conversation people are having about what can happen with artificial intelligence and things like that. I mean, once you program something into a system, if you set it up in a certain way, you can set it up where no one can go in and change it. And so this lack of human oversight, I don't know about y'all, but that's something that actually makes me a little bit nervous. That's something that concerns me because once you go down that rabbit hole, it's very difficult to come back. And so I don't really know necessarily if all this crypto stuff is necessarily going to be automatically good for the world. I'm not saying that it's bad for the world. I'll just say that I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out, because you cannot make the assumption that everything's going to be okay, because everything might not be okay, right? Or there are going to be problems. There's certainly going to be disasters and breakdowns, and the fact that the system just broke down like this and nobody knew what was going to happen, that tells me that it's vulnerable. Stop telling me that it's perfect. Stop telling me that it can't be defeated, that it can't be exploited, that it can't be hacked. No, hackers figure out how to hack things that used to be unhackable. So at the end of the day, we just have to kind of stop thinking that way. Now, what else did they say? They said that the fork temporarily created two separate records of transactions on the Ethereum network, like parallel books. For a while, it was unclear whether the split would lead to a double spend attack, where the same token can be spent more than once and transactions can be reversed. Such an attack would have been difficult to execute since it was clear which nodes were on the correct side of the split and which ones were not. Austin Bunsen, co-founder of QuickNode, which provides blockchain infrastructure to developers and companies, said it was a responsibly disclosed vulnerability. Okay, so they handled it. Nothing to see here. But they said bugs keep happening. The longer-term problem for Ethereum is that random glitches like this keep happening. In April, the Ethereum blockchain was hit with a bug in one of the software programs used to access it. And in November, many of Ethereum's DeFi apps temporarily went down after a upgrade debacle, which led to the chain splitting in two. Geth is short for Go Ethereum. To access the Ethereum blockchain, operators and miners have their pick of software. Most use Geth, which accounts for 64% of the network. When the Ethereum blockchain broke in half a few weeks ago, it was because Geth had a bug in its consensus mechanism. That's what creates the single source of truth for transactions. So everyone sees the same thing regardless of what software they're using. Developers discovered the bug, put out a new release with a fix, and publicly told everyone to update. A lot of users upgraded, but others did not. When an unknown actor exploited the bug, Ethereum forked, meaning that it broke down to two separate chains, one for those who had updated their software and one for those who had not. Ethereum sought the veneer of decentralization by having many clients, but as a consequence, they have incompatibilities. What else is here? Some crypto experts attribute Ethereum's success to its first mover advantage. Most NFTs and 78% of DeFi apps or DApps run on Ethereum, according to the website's State of the DApps. That's starting to change thanks to the growing popularity of rival blockchains. So Ethereum is getting some rivals. Ethereum's getting some competition. Now, again, I'm going to ask you guys, how many of you own Ethereum? Give me a yes or no if you own Ethereum or if you've thought about owning Ethereum, etc. What do you guys think? And by the way, that's a good point. Thank you, Motown. Yeah, if you want to learn how to grow your own food, we actually have a program on that. So feel free to go to healthyblackfood.com. That's right there on the screen. Let me see. Okay, so a lot of you, John Taylor and Jason Copeland and Terry Lynn. Yeah, I own a lot of Ethereum. I own a lot of Ethereum. I own a lot of Cardano. Because I just think that those coins are great, and the ROI has been extraordinary. So at current prices, fees continue to drive some users away. They're turning to blockchains like Cardano, a platform used to build DApps, and Solana, whose native coin has risen nearly 4,800% since September 2020. Launched last year, Solana is gaining traction in the NFT and DeFi ecosystems because it's cheaper and faster to use than Ethereum. So maybe a good play in that situation would be to own a little bit of each, buy a little piece of each horse, or maybe look into some of the mutual funds that hold different coins or whatever the case may be. Or maybe find some way to bet on the technology itself as opposed to betting on a particular coin. Like, for example, when the gold rush happened, there were people who made a fortune looking for gold, and there were people who lost a fortune looking for gold, and then there were people who didn't even look for gold at all. They just sold, blue jeans and food to the people who were putting their fortune on the line to go look for gold. So ultimately, Solana looks like a good move. They process 50,000 transactions per second. Its average cost per transaction is 0.00025, according to its website. Ethereum can only handle 13 transactions per second. My God, did y'all catch that? Let me know y'all heard what I just said. Solana processes 50,000 transactions per second. Ethereum processes 13. That's not a competition, man. You ain't even in the race. So institutional money is flowing. Solana just closed a 314 million private token sale led by Andreessen Horowitz and Polychain Capital. Man, look, hold on. You know what I'm doing right now? Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. I'm a believer that when you want to do something, you do it right now. So you know what I'm about to do? I'm about to buy some Solana. I want to get some more. I hadn't read that part. That's insane. That's such a big difference. What the hell, man? What the hell? Oh my God. It's like you're wearing bell bottoms in the year 2020. Like, you shouldn't be wearing bell bottoms anymore. Like, the style has changed. So I'm buying some Solana. I'm not kidding. Like, I'm literally punching on my phone as I'm talking to you guys because I'm buying Solana right now. So let me go ahead and buy my Solana. And after I make my move, I'm coming back. Okay. All right. So my Solana has been purchased. Done. All right. And I'm gonna keep buying some more. I'm gonna keep adding more to it every week. All right. So anyway, let me keep going. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. All right. So investors who have been largely focused on Ethereum, quote, have been increasingly diversifying their holdings to other cryptocurrencies, fueling alternative blockchains like Algorand, Solana, and Cardano, said Mark Pekin, CEO of Bespoke Growth Partners. Bunsen tells CNBC that while Solana is making good strides in terms of being a usable blockchain, it's not yet decentralized enough to satisfy the larger crypto community. I think the decentralization aspect is, some would argue that it could be a fairy tale, that this idea that you can just sort of evade, all the issues that come with the traditional finance system. I don't know if that's necessarily what everybody needs. There are these hardcore independent revolutionary types, who are and I get that. Like, I also voted libertarian and whatnot, right? Because I think some of their ideas are good. My wife is Green Party. Neither one of us are Democrats or Republicans. But I don't really care so much about that. I buy the crypto because I want to make an investment and make money. I'm not really thinking about trying to overthrow the government and overthrow capitalism. I think most black folks, are probably in the game because they want to buy something for $1 and sell it for $5 so they can have some family wealth. I don't really think we're necessarily buying it for all these idealistic reasons that other people are buying it for. But anyway, they said Solana did have a 17-hour outage following a denial of service attack. So it does get attacked, which took the form of a flood of transactions caused by bots. The list of so-called Ethereum killers is long and includes blockchains like Matic and Polygon, which are complementary to Ethereum, according to Bunsen, as well as Cardano, which is known for its security. Let me see. I think some of the Ethereum killers will make it, said Bunsen, but they won't kill Ethereum. Ethereum also has its own upgrade in the works. For several years, it's been building Ethereum 2.0, which is expected to be ready by the first quarter of 2022. The makeover will move Ethereum to a less energy-intensive mining process, and according to network founder Vitalik Buterin, could boost speed by over 7,000-fold to 100,000 transactions per second. So if they do that, then they're going to probably, jump back ahead. But it looks like the big money is sort of jumping into a lot of different cryptos. So don't assume that any one necessarily has too much in favor, except for the first mover advantage, which Bitcoin and Ethereum seem to have. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much my thought for today. I hope you guys are going to come to the All Black National Convention. And also, there's a URL on the screen at blackfinancialsecurity.com. If you like stuff like this and you like learning, getting economic education, I actually put a training on that page at blackfinancialsecurity.com that you can watch right now. And it's basically what to look for when you're talking about how to build black financial security, not just financial security, but black financial security, because I believe that when you're black, the rules are different. I believe when you're black, the goals are different. I believe that when you're black, the responsibilities are different. And I start off by talking about my Uncle Charles, rest his soul, who was a brother who was really struggling financially. He sat down and talked to me when he was about 50 years old. He had just declared bankruptcy. He was telling me how hard things were for him financially. And I said, look, Uncle Charles, you can do it. At that time, I was maybe 33, 34. I just finished my PhD. And I just said, come on, man, you can do it. Like you just get, fresh start. Let's figure this out. And, check this out. Let me tell you about my Uncle Charles real quick. I hope you'll indulge me on this. So Uncle Charles goes and works on to build his credit back up. He saves money. He hustles, gets some more skills, gets a better job to where his income went up. And within about, I want to say about the next 12 years, Uncle Charles literally was able to buy and get approved for his family's dream house. And here's the tragic part, but the tragedy, I want to end the tragic story with a smile. So Uncle Charles, so he calls his wife Janice, my Aunt Janice, and it is their wedding anniversary. And he says, honey, I'll be home in 30 minutes. Let's go out to dinner. That day is also his mother's birthday, or his late mother's birthday, who's my grandmother Felicia, who is actually that panther that you see on the screen. I named the panther Felicia after my grandmother, who taught me about financial literacy and economics. So on his mother's birthday and his wedding anniversary, he calls Aunt Janice and says, I'll be home in 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Let's go out to dinner for our anniversary. Well, Uncle Charles did not make it home. On the way home, he hit some black ice. Something happened. He slid into a truck and ends up getting killed. So Uncle Charles dies. I get a call from my dad, and he just says, Uncle Charles got killed last night. And it was a huge shock, terrible, right? And Uncle Charles goes way back with me. When I was a baby, my mother was a teenage mother, and it was me, my mother, my grandmother, and my Uncle Charles, my Uncle Donald, and my Aunt Valeria in the same house. So long story short, check this out. This is where the story gets good in my view. So it's a horrible tragedy, right? He dies on the day of his anniversary, on the day of his mother's birthday. His sister's birthday was the same week. I mean, just come on, man. Like, God just loves to play horrible tricks on us and mess with our head. Well, check this out. So I talked to my Aunt Janice, and she told me that not only did my Uncle Charles have his finances together, that he busted his ass and got all his economic shit together before he died. But also, she said he didn't just have one good life insurance policy for his family. He had two. He had two. So as a result of what happened, as horrible as the tragedy was, she said, we will never have to worry about money again for the rest of our lives because he left us millions of dollars. Right? They had millions of dollars coming in from multiple sources because my Uncle Charles was a damn good black man who took care of his family. And so I just want to give an ashe. I hope you'll put Charles in the chat to give a quick out, to bring him into the room and give a good guy. I'm almost breaking down emotion when I think about it because I'm so proud of him. But give, if you could mention my Uncle Charles's name in the chat, so we can bring him into the room and I can publicly state to him wherever he's at in heaven, wherever, that I'm super proud of him. And I'm really proud when a black man acts like a man and does what a man's supposed to do. So anyway, that's my little stupid story for today. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. And like I said, I talk about Uncle Charles. If you go to blackfinancialsecurity.com, there's that free lecture there. You can check it out. It's all about the steps to knowing if you're financially secure or not as a family. It's right there for you. So feel free to watch it with your family. And also, I hope to see you guys at the All Black National Convention. So God bless you guys. I'll be back in a little bit later. I'm about to go hang out with my woman now. We're about to go eat dinner, and I'll check in with you guys soon. Take care. Love you. Peace.